and the presidents and CEO of Hart Civic and ES&S. I just kind of informally advised those individuals and their staff that the format here is going to be fluid this evening. Wouldn't like you traveled near and far and abroad to be here on a short moment's notice. So only it's important that you be given the 5 minutes to address this board about your product, your proposal that we'll be considering this evening. At which time we'll probably ask the staff we've gathered information over the last 2 days. We've had a chance to look at it. They may want to summarize a few matters or answer a few questions from our board members. And then at that time, I would ask representatives from Hart and ES&S to kind of move up or be near the first row to answer any questions. It will kind of be a question and answer from the board, maybe staff as regards to proposals. So that's how the process will work. And then we will proceed accordingly. So at this point, I don't know if Nebraska or Texas is farther. We'll defer. I'll pick Nebraska. ES&S comes up in the alphabet before Hart too. So Mr. Aldo Tessi, if you want to take 5 minutes, Mr. Tessi, to address the board, thank you for coming.
I want to thank the board for this opportunity to address you. I have 4 main points to cover. The first one is that we believe that the Cuyahoga County Election Office and its voters deserve a Cuyahoga-proven election vendor. It is fortunate that we have a 20-plus year history within Cuyahoga County, and more importantly, with the partnership with in partnership with the county last March, we had a very successful primary. In fact, the board and your director were recognized in the June 2008 Governing Magazine for this accomplishment. And so we think this affords us a very solid foundation established going into the November election. A second point is that we have addressed our higher price and DS200 certification issue. We have increased our discount by $2.2 million. Our prices with the discount are the lowest we've ever offered to anybody over the last 2 years. And in fact, we are willing to contractually commit that these prices will be the lowest going forward for the next 12 months. Also, if you do an apples-to-apples comparison with the fully compliant ballot marketing device and similar central capture capacity, we narrow the gap by $2.4 million, or a 9% difference. Also, we are completely confident in our ability to certify the DS200 in time for your May election. And to that extent, we've offered a guarantee that if it's not certified by the May 2009 election, we will refund you back the rental fee you paid for the Model 100s of $1,425,000, and you could use the Model 100 in May at no cost. Our proposal also satisfies the RP requirements for all voters using the same ballot. In your proposal, you stated that you wanted to have all voters use the same ballot, whether it's an ADA or not, and you want to have them scanned. And you also state that in there'll be no substitution for equipment described in these specifications that have been accepted. Our proposal fully satisfies that requirement. My third point is that our digital system is worth the wait. If you look at digital cameras 3 years ago compared to today, clearly today's cameras are better. Our DS200 incorporates the most current and advanced features available in the digital system. For example, it has a full 12-inch screen that prompts the voters that they've overvoted or undervoted, and in multiple languages, allows them to easily have full voter protection. We think this is an advancement that this industry needs, and we're happy to make that available to you. My fourth point is that we've been here for the last 25 years, and we plan to be here for the next 25 years, allowing you to reap the full advantages of your investment. We have experienced people, we have financial strength, we are very willing to provide to you our audited financial statements for your review. We have a strong customer base with 45% market share. We recently won business in New York City with the Automark. We won 12 contracts in the state of Florida. They certified the DS200, and we've installed and have used 4,500 DS200 in 12 counties in Florida, to include Miami-Dade and Broward County, Fort Lauderdale. And we will continue to make investments in our system on your behalf to ensure that this investment is enhanced going forward. So my closing comments in the end is that we are fully prepared to deliver again for Cuyahoga County. We are proven, we're compliant, we're cost effective, and I can assure you that Jane has my cell phone number and my home number, that she's called me in the past, and I think she will tell you that we're very responsive to any needs that you may have. Thank you again for this opportunity.
Thank you, Mr. Jensen. Again, thank you for coming to town on this notice. And on behalf of Hart Civic, Mr. Greg Burton, the CEO.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you. We appreciate the opportunity to propose to Cuyahoga County. First, I think probably Hart is the least known among the folks who would love to do business with you. So I'm going to give you a little background on Hart. Hart was founded in 1912. We're basically 9 decades old, and has been in the county election-related business since that time. Initially printing ballots, and then eventually getting into electronic voting. But I want to tell you about what Hart is today. There are 5 things that represent our company. It's who we are, and we're very comfortable inside that skin. 5 things start with integrity. This company was built on it. We don't negotiate it away, and you should expect it. We're trusted by our customers. We're partners with our customers, and we don't. We'll walk away from business rather than violate our own rules for integrity. You should be able to trust us always. The second point is our customers. We partner with our customers. I don't like being a vendor. I like being a partner, because an election process is an important process that we put a lot of respect and a lot of time, a lot of effort into, as well as your office does. I don't think it's safe to say that Cuyahoga County can conduct a successful election without its partner, and the partner certainly can't do it without Cuyahoga County. We partner with our customers on everything. When we start to talk about new products, we bring in our customers and we ask them what they expect, what they need in the next generation of product or the next set of revisions. And that's how we work together with our customers, and that's what our customers will say about us. Third point is our people. We're very proud of our people, and our people are very well qualified and competent to conduct elections, and we have done many, many complex elections in the past, including across multiple islands in Hawaii where the terrain is not exactly easy, and we have conducted those without flaw. And the fourth point is technology. Our technology is superior. What we're proposing to you is an optical scanner that's already digital, already proven, and is available for you now. We're ready to go with that technology now. It's not as though we have to obtain some new certification. It's not as though we have to manufacture anything. We're ready to go. And the last point is profit. Now I want to talk about profit because I'm not embarrassed about it, and I told Jane this as well. We have to make a reasonable amount of profit, but we have our ducks in a row. We have our business managed to a point where we can price things to such an advantage to $4, $5, $6 million difference in this particular project, and still make a reasonable profit for our shareholders and for our employees and for our customers. We have to do that because we have to be around. The company's been around for a very long time. We're very strong financially, and we're not going anywhere. I'd like to leave you with 3 points, if I can. We take the election process seriously. We come and we help and we do whatever it takes, as complex as it gets, to produce an election free of error in hopes of keeping you. When you're in the press, it's because you're delivering the results of an election, and that's the only good reason for you to be in the press. Secondly, we're very comfortable in our own skin. We're not the biggest guy out there, but we're very good, and our customers will tell you that. We're very responsive to them, and we've conducted some very complex elections for a very long time. Finally, we have the proven capabilities, the references, competent people, the technology, and the know-how to go conduct elections very positively and very proactively and collaboratively. We believe Cuyahoga County needs a partner. We want to be that partner. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Berg, and thank you for traveling, of course, on a moment's notice along with your staff. At this time, I'm going to defer to Jane. Her and her staff have gotten information together, specifically responses to questions, I think that were, and we received responses from both ES&S and Hart. They came up on Tuesday. I don't know that you need to summarize those. I've had a chance to review them, and other board members may have too. In that regard, is there anything in particular you'd like to point out to or Pat, to the board before we start asking some questions of the representatives from ES&S and Hart?
No, not unless there's any follow-up questions from the responses that we received for us.
Does the board have any questions for staff before we start asking questions of those others? Okay, what I would like is that you may have Mr. Tessie and Mr. Berg will ask questions. It might not be you that needs to answer. Maybe there's someone on your staff that can answer those questions if it relates to technical matters or hardware or software matters. Feel free to have that person be responsive. I anticipate too, and I know our board members, that the questions may be the same, and one will be asked to the representative from the ES&S, and the same question we want the representative from Hart to answer too. I would ask you to just state your name before you get up there. We have a court reporter here, so she can get it down to who you're with. Other than that, I will open up the floor to my board members. I'll start with this. Mr. McClary.
There are a series of documents that at least I have focused on and that I would like in those contracts. I want to know to what extent each vendor is prepared to modify their warranty language and bring it, if not to our language, how close to our language you're willing to go. I know, we kind of went through this process with ES&S last time. Their response was, well, we negotiated successfully last time, we'll do it this time. My view is we're in a different negotiating position. We were really kind of behind the eight ball last time. We are not now. We have two viable vendors now. We kind of want to see how far each one's willing to go in terms of things like the warranty language. In addition, we prepared a kind of select terms of issues that we wanted to review. I know we just got that from our council. Dave, do they have that or not? Dave,
The director hasn't provided it to him that.
Jane?
Yes.
I'm sorry, did you provide this document to the? Okay, so, all right, so we'll give them a copy of this? Okay.
Sorry, I'll explain. It's a very fluid process.
And then there's a document that we have, which is a summary of what 5-year projected costs were represented for the various proposals that we have. So I guess I want to make sure that you folks have those as well. I think that's kind of where some of my questions are going to lie. Do you have that?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So I don't know if either, I'm sorry, then the final issue is that we've had these kind of competing positions with respect to the digital scanners. We received an email, I guess earlier today, from ES&S arguing with some specifics about how the new ES&S digital scanner outperforms the Hart scanner, and then we have Hart's response to that. So I would like, which I haven't had a chance to read, we actually just got it as we walked in, but I would like to hear from both vendors on those issues. And I have like a bunch of other questions, but.
Is there, and that's a nice summary, and just all of that, is there one specific one that you'd like addressed first, right?
Well, I guess to the extent that they have the numbers, maybe we can start there. So, Mr. Burke, Mr. Tessie, whatever.
Sure, we'll start talking, we're gonna go back and forth. We'll let ES&S respond to that first, and would you like to, then Hart, and then with the next question, we'll have Hart answer that, and then we'll go to ES&S.
Okay, so what is the first question? I'm sorry.
Okay, so my question on this document is, number one, I want to be clear on the record that the numbers we have given you are accurate to the extent that any of them are quote-unquote flexible down the road, that is to say, a software fee or some other professional fee or something else is flexible, or that you can change the price. I want to know how much you can change the price, whether you're prepared to cap increases as we go forward. And you had, I think, made mention that you were prepared to give us kind of a most favored nations clause on the hardware for the next 12 months. Now, I don't expect necessarily that I guess, you know, are you prepared to give us a most favored nations clause kind of across the board? It's a question both for ES&S and for Hart. So that we, number one, if whoever we choose, we're getting the best value for our money, not only now, but going forward, and that we don't have some embarrassment down the road that we sell it to us at one price and 18 months later it's sold to somebody else at a substantially reduced price. So,
Thank you. Mr. Tessie, and
Make it
if you could
Oh, come on,
go to the microphone, it's just easier for the audience to hear your response and to pick it up for us.
Okay, I'll try to hit those one at a time. In terms of the guarantee on the pricing, we are willing to, on a go-forward basis, if we have lower fees for across the board on things that we are proposed in here, in our proposal, taking into consideration all the discounts and everything, we would make adjustments for that. So we will guarantee that not only going back 2 years, but going forward the 12 months, we will contractually commit to you that you won't be disadvantaged in the marketplace.
okay, so you will not give a better price to anybody else on any other issue that you won't give to us going forward.
That's correct.
That's for 12 months,
Yes.
only 12 months? 12
Yeah,
months?
that's yes, it is.
Why not beyond 12 months?
Well, there's a lot of things that change in 12 months. The technology, we, to the extent that if technology costs do go down beyond 12 months, we need to have the ability to offer that in the marketplace, because we believe our competition will have the same ability. And we just don't want to have, we think the 12-month period is fair to both parties. Now, I'm willing to entertain something longer, I really am. It's just that at this stage, 12 months is my thinking at this stage.
Okay. And what about other services? I mean, tech services, the other,
Yeah, the services that are outlined as well, those would be included. We offered full protection as well.
right, you wouldn't give anybody else a better price for that than us without regard to the 12 months, or again, only with respect to the 12 months?
The 12 months.
Okay, so why, going forward, what's the business rationale for charging us more in year 3 for having one of your folks come in versus some other customer?
Well, I guess on services, I guess I could see that one maybe being extended beyond the 12 months, because that's not so much parts related in terms of the technology.
Okay, so service, that kind of stuff, you would be willing to extend indefinitely as long as we have a relationship?
Right.
Absolutely.
On the issue of service, Mr. Tessie,
Yes.
you've already addressed, in fact, the issue that the DS-200 is not yet certified, and that offer adjustment to that proposal in that instance. In the instance that we end up using the M100s for an extended period of time, whether by choice or circumstance, can you commit for us that 5 years down the road, if we're still using the M100s, you'll still be servicing the M100s?
Yes, I will commit to that 5 years or even a longer period of time if you wish.
About 10 years.
10 years, we will do that. We have We have over 30,000 Model 100s installed in 38 different states. We are committed to supporting those customers for many years. We have a history of supporting our legacy systems for many years. There's a product called the Eagle scanning system that was introduced in the 60s, and we are still currently supporting that.
Thank you, Mr.
So,
Tessie, I appreciate it. I don't want to go back to the first question that was specific to this vendor and give Hart a chance to respond to your specific inquiry.
Okay, I want to make sure that the numbers on the sheet are all locked down numbers through 2012. And to the extent that they are not, I'm asking you to identify each number that's not locked down, and the extent to which it's not locked down, then I want to try and lock you down going forward.
okay.
That's my intent.
I'm supportive of your objectives, and it's difficult for me, I just got this, to make sure it's correct and it's locked down, but, you know, if you would permit us a small period of time to look at that, we would be more than happy to provide you back in writing
Nick, can you do
the
that?
objective you have.
Okay, can you kind of caucus and do that now?
I can attempt to, I just don't know, you know, how it's gonna line up.
And I appreciate that, Mr. Tessie. This we're referring to, Sandy, is actually a document our staff put together based on information they provided. And I can understand the need of both vendors to make sure that the information taken from your proposals is accurately reflected here in this proposal. And I think that's what you're hearing. And I'm not going to put words in Mr. Bird's mouth, but I imagine it's going to be the same for Hart too, that they would want to.
No, actually, it's not.
Okay.
These numbers are locked.
Okay, well,
Ready to go.
Well, I want to, it's very fluid. I guess when one question's asked, I want the other vendor a
Right.
chance to answer it. And Mr. Tessie, do you need that time to do that?
Yeah, we'll look at, I just haven't had a chance to look at it.
That's
I mean,
fine.
We're willing to lock down, and I just don't want to be incorrect in my response to you, that's all.
Absolutely, and I can appreciate that. Mr. Bird, why don't you respond to that question in regards to Mr.
So just to finish that point on the numbers themselves,
yes.
these numbers on this sheet are correct and they're locked.
All right, thank you. In regards to, go ahead.
I have one same question on service. We know that these are ones that you have in inventory, you will not sell to us, that's why you put a competitive price on them. One thing that I raised in my mind is, is this something that you may be discontinuing and not servicing? We commit over that same 10-year period that we ask of the other vendor, 10 years from now, you'll still be servicing the E-Scan, the E-Slate.
Yes.
Can I ask my next question on this side?
Sure, did you go to asking the first question?
I hear
Yeah.
it.
The first question was the pricing question, not the service question.
Right.
So, did you guys cover that?
Right. Just cover them all. All the prices are locked in, these answered, including the service prices.
Correct.
Which are in this.
Correct.
And the follow-up service question for 10 years.
Please, Rob.
Wait, hold on, I just thought there was one other, so that covers the most favored, and then we'll just phrase it a little differently, most favored nation. We're not gonna have somebody else in the same system for receiving a better price than we have. And I guess when you lock on a price, that assumes you've got the best price going in. So, I thought you would ask ES&S a question about whether or not we had the lowest prices as other folks being serviced, and I guess I would ask that question to you as well. Is the price that you're offering us the lowest price?
Yes, ma'am. And it is most favored nation. It is, and it is not going to get proposed lower than that ever, as far as I'm concerned.
If it does, we would come back and reap the benefit of that lower proposal.
That's correct.
Without the 12-month limitation that we
No limitation.
I just want to make one point of clarification. This document was sent to both vendors yesterday. Both vendors had the opportunity to review it and make changes if there was any inaccuracies. So they all, so both did send it back to us to attest to the accuracy of this.
Thank you. Okay.